Hey everyone, I'm Rohit Killani. Thank you for joining us. Will Joel, welcome to India.
Thank you. Very happy to be here.
Will, you've been here before.
Yeah,
We've seen some pictures of you with Bollywood stars. Plans to meet anyone?
Meet anyone? Yeah, I'm here. Last time I was here, Akshay threw like the best dinner ever, and I'm just sitting here really hungry because it was the best food I've ever had in my life.
Really? Wow. Hope you get some more of it this time.
Exactly.
Your first time here?
No, I've been here before.
Right.
I was here last time in 2012.
Oh wow.
I had an incredible time actually. I'm friends with Vinod Chopra, and he took me to the set of his movie Ferrari Kisawari.
Oh, nice.
They were in the middle of reshooting some stuff.
Right.
I went to Shah Rukh Khan's house one night,
Yeah.
which was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys do it large here.
Yeah, they do it real big here.
Yeah. And actually, Akshay and I played the same character in separate movies.
Oh, really?
Because he stars in that movie Brothers, right?
Yes, he does.
Which is an Indian version of Warrior.
Yeah.
Right.
And he and I played literally the same character.
Yeah, and I'm sure
He did a lot better than I did.
Way better than you.
I just want to beat you to it.
Beat me
'cause
Great, good to know your Bollywood connection, guys. So coming to Bright on this bright Monday, guys, it's a very different film. What was the confidence that you had from the word go? Because on paper it must be really difficult, right, to understand what it will look like.
Yeah, it was very, very bizarre to read, as you can imagine. The opening scene, my character is, a police officer, and you see him on the street, and he comes out, he gets shot, and my character wakes up.
Right.
And the first thing he does is his wife wants him to go kill the fairy that's in the bird feeder, right? So it was like this just bizarre mashup of ideas, and I can't say I was confident, but I was excited about trying to make the worlds coexist.
Boy, it's okay. You don't like me. Man, I'm not out here to be your friend. I need to know if shit pop off that you got my back.
Can't hide it, Wood. Humans have physical tells. Like the face.
What's my face?
The human who needs a lot more conjugal love type face.
Your character is, is there a lot of just makeup and less CG, we would understand?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about David Ayer is he wants to do everything practical.
Yeah.
So car chases, all the gun firing, there's not a lot of CGI in the movie. So I think the only thing that's really computer graphic about my character is a little bit of twitching of the ears, but all the makeup is practical.
Yeah.
Right, but how long does it take to become an orc?
It takes, well, in the makeup chair, it takes about three hours.
3 hours?
Yeah, it takes 3 hours to become an orc and 1 hour to de-orc at the end of the day. Yeah.
The de-orcification process.
Yeah.
Right, so Phil, what did you do on the sets while he was becoming an orc?
Oh, I was home.
He was
home.
He was still dreaming.
I would say, yeah. Most mornings when he was in the makeup chair, I was still at home asleep. Which is terrible, and I feel bad about that.
And I don't harbor a grudge about that.
No?
At all.
You understand.
At all. Not at all.
Good, that's what good friends do.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, your character, he's a police officer. He has a lot of ethics. He doesn't want to do anything wrong. Tell the viewers a little more about it.
Well, so my character is the first orc that's allowed into the police force.
Right.
And as a result, I think he feels an incredible responsibility on behalf of his people,
Right.
who, by the way, the orcs are considered in society the lowest rung of society.
Right.
And so he feels this incredible responsibility to succeed, even though he's really not accepted by the orcs anymore, and he's certainly not accepted by the humans. And there's a beautiful quality about the character. He believes everything that people tell him.
Right.
He sees the good in everybody. He expects the good in everybody as he exudes goodness himself. And he desperately wants to be accepted and to find a friend in the guy he's riding in the car with, who also treats him badly and doesn't like him. So I'm the guy that everybody kicks around.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't hide it, Wood. Humans have physical tells. Like the face.
What's my face?
The human who needs a lot more conjugal love type face.
Do not wink at me like that.
What I loved is playing the elves in our world are the top of society. They're the one percenters, they're the haves.
Okay.
And the orcs are the bottom of society. So the humans are now in the middle. So for me as an African American, and I'm playing a police officer, to be the character who's racist against the orcs was just an interesting social flip for me. And it was very informative to have to explore that aspect of racism.
Right. You know, does this film by any chance show subtly something that's happening in the society, some cracks in the system? Do you think so?
Yeah, I think it at a minimum it'll create interesting conversations, things to talk about, just a different way to look at our society. The way I like. The reason I like science fiction is because science fiction allows you to dive into these ideas and into these concepts, but because it's in a mystical, magical world, you're allowed to say and do things that would be really unpalatable if you were actually talking about the society. So I think it's a fun way to deliver the message in a sugar coating.
Right. What was a set of this film like? It's not a usual set, right? It's a lot of different things happening.
Well, I mean, some of the sets were you know, built in a studio. The house, the interior of the house, where the witchcraft and the pool and the you know, that stuff was part of it. But it had I'll tell you what, it had a very interesting integration of culture out of the imagination of David and the designer to say, what would it look like if there was orc culture, elf culture, smashed together with human culture that's been trying to coexist for 2,000 years. And the exciting things were just the way you could see people on set, you know, exterior sets like spraying graffiti in 3 different languages. So it was very interesting. It felt very textured and very real.
It was fun to shoot on the streets of LA, you know, just the idea, some of the things that you'd see in a single scene, right? So we're in a police car and we're being chased by very authentic feeling, you know, gangbangers, right? In a very authentic neighborhood, but there's an orc driving the car, and then elves show up. You know, it was, but maintaining.
And they're 7-foot-tall lizards.
7-foot-tall
that
lizards.
were also practical.
Yeah, so it was a ton of fun to watch the mashup of those worlds.
Right, guys, you all have done so many movies. This release is online. How is that different for actors, like you said?
No different at all.
This felt no different whatsoever. I mean, I felt like we were making a very big, adventurous kind of buddy cop action movie.
Absolutely.
It didn't feel like we were making a movie and reconsidering
none of that,
what platform it was going to go to. But on the flip side, the excitement is. And as Will pointed out, I didn't even think about this, that it's potentially the biggest budget film to go out on as many screens as it's going to in one day in the history of cinema. So,
do you guys watch stuff on Netflix and just streaming apps? Do you guys watch TV shows or something? Do you enjoy watching it?
Yeah. You know what's really, I did for the first time last year, I was on the jury at Cannes. And it's the first time I did a film festival. And in that experience, I saw the real value of all of these new platforms for films that are just never going to get a theatrical release. Like, people will be able to see films from around the world that would never make it to their local cinema. And I think it's a huge opportunity for the world of cinematic creators to start to come together and just having access to things that you'd never have access to before. You know, but even for Bollywood films in Peoria, Illinois, you know, to have an opportunity en masse to be able to reach people around the world that you know, we'd never have access to.
Right. So it is a great platform. Where do you guys stand in this whole debate of experiencing a movie in a cinema hall and watching it on Netflix?
Oh, I love going to the cinema. I don't want that to ever go away. You know, so that to me, I'm a real cinephile, but I also understand the value of being able, you know, to provide the experience of a story to people who otherwise wouldn't be able to find the cinema where it's playing. So it's a good argument either side. But I mean, I say keep the cinema alive too.
I don't even understand the debate. Like, I don't know what people who are debating are actually saying. You know, so yes, it's great to read a paper book. It's fantastic to have a paper book. But it's also spectacular to have 1,000 books with you, right? To be able to have enough memory on your iPad to carry the complete history. What'd you drop?
You dropped my ring.
You dropped your ring? I was dropping wisdom. I was like, you interrupted. It's like divine wisdom I was dropping.
My finger was atrophying with boredom. Wisdom.
And, you know, you were rude, so I need to walk it off.
Great. So before we go, you want to pick up your ring? Do you want,
where's
show the
he
viewers
has
what
no
that
idea
was?
where
There's so much jewelry, I don't care.
And why?
We'll find
why
it.
are you wearing a ring? You're not married. What was the ring? What is it? Is it like a pinky ring?
It's a pinky ring. Yeah.
Great, guys. Thank you so much, and I
Thank
hope
you.
you have a good stay in India.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you. If someone asks me what happened to my Monday, it only got better. Numi Rapace is right here. Welcome to India, Numi.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed your movie, What Happened to Monday.
Thank you.
You're sitting at a crime scene. Do you want to tell the viewers what this is all about?
Well, this is a crime scene from Bright, our movie that is coming out in a couple of days.
Right.
Will Smith, Joel Edgerton. I'm the villain. I'm an elf. I'm dangerous.
They're gonna kill you, then me. And that's when the stupid shit's gonna start.
Not afraid of the dark.
The magic wand. We have to secure it.
Since it's an unusual film, what was it like on paper when someone narrates you this story? What is it like where there's a LAPD officer, there's an elf, there's magic?
Yeah. Well, I think that was what really drew me to this. I've never read anything like it.
Yeah.
It feels like, you know, it's the perfect combination because it's David Ayer, which, you know, I love his films, and
Right.
he always has this kind of gritty, raw realism, and then that combined with this world of magical creatures,
Right.
it's just makes it very unique. It's a
Right.
whole new universe for people to discover.
Right. What was the biggest challenge playing an elf?
Well, I had to like look at her almost like an animal, like a creature that is like all the senses are wide awake, and I have a lot of fight scenes, and to find the flow in the fights. To not, you know, I can't really use any mistakes because an elf doesn't make mistakes. So I had to really rehearse it and train a lot to kind of be fluent in my movements. I fight with knives and with guns, and elves are you know, perfectionists.
Right. Right. Could you tell the viewers, because, you know, I've seen the film, it's not easy for me to describe it in like a quick question. Could you tell the viewers what is it like? What are LAPD officers doing there? What is an elf doing there? Could you tell them something about it?
Well, it's a battle, it's a fight over a wand. And a wand is like a magical tool
Right.
that can give you anything you want.
Okay.
It's like, it's my wand. It's gone missing, and I'm chasing the wand, and they are chasing the wand, and everyone is after this wand.
Right.
And I need it back because I want to recreate an order that existed thousands of years back, and I want to bring back the Dark Lord. My character is deeply religious,
Right.
and you can say that she's kind of caught between the love for her sister and her religion.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. What is a set like of a film like this? What is happening on a set on a hectic day?
Well, the amazing thing is that we didn't really have any green screens. Everything was there. You know, I came into set and it's full of orcs. Like, and the makeup team on this movie is just amazing.
Yeah.
So everything was actually there. You know, lizard people, orcs, elves. You know, you come into the elf town and there's like hundreds of elves walking around, and they are extremely beautiful and they look real. You know, that's kind of what's very unique about this film. It feels like it's not Lord of the Rings. You know, it exists kind of in the middle of a city, and it feels so real. It's sort of like when I saw Blade Runner when I was a teenager. It felt like, you know, it could be happening.
Right.
And I think this movie has, you know, it's a lot of action. It's a ride. It doesn't stop. You know, from the first moment to the last. It's like, it's almost like you go on a journey, and you know, I was like laughing and crying and holding my breath. It's very intense. But it's also a film that you can see several times, I think. There's a lot of layers to it and messages in it.
Right. You spoke about messages. Do you think this somewhere reflects what's happening in the society? Maybe shows something that's happening right now?
Oh, yeah, totally. And, you know, you can... The different races in our movie represents, like, you know, maybe people from different cultures and different skin tones, skin colors. It's quite political,
right.
and I think it's a really important movie. I saw it with my son in London, and he could not stop talking about it after. So you know, it's very powerful.
Right.
It's funny, and it's very entertaining, but it also has like a deep meaning.
Right. What was your son's reaction to you playing an elf?
He loves her.
Of course, yeah.
No, he was very proud. He's very hardcore, though. He's very critical. So I'm happy when he likes it. I'm like very happy. He very much. He was proud of me. He was like, "Mom, I'm proud of you."
That's so adorable.
Yeah.
You're not new to the concept of an online release. How is it different when your movie releases in the theater as opposed to movie releasing just online?
Well, it's quite amazing that people in like 190 countries can see our movie next week or this week. I've been traveling so much, but yeah, it kind of makes it. It's like a powerful wave, you know. It's and I love that you can, you know, you can meet up with all your friends, so you can watch it at home, and you can watch it again and again and again if you want. It's a new time we live in, and my industry is changing a lot. And I believe in changes. We need to keep up with, you know, the audience and the consumer, and you know, my son and my sister is 23. They all watch things on their iPads and iPhones, and you know, I think that is the next generation. So we just need to keep up with them, and I'm very excited about what's happening.
Great. Yeah. Before I go, if you get a magic wand for just one day, what are the few things that you'll do?
Wow. Well, I want, this is actually on, like, from the bottom of my heart. It sounds like a cliche, but I really want people to have, I want everyone to live in an equal world. It breaks my heart to see people living like animals without any rights, kids, like, you know, suffering. I think it's deeply upsetting that we still live in a world where some countries are so extremely rich, and like a very, very small percentage of the world's people have so much money, and so many others have nothing. And I want to kind of just even it out. Just like one spell, and it's even, and everyone has the same condition.
Great. We hope you get a magic wand just for
Me
that.
too.
Thank you so much. Hope you have a good stay in India. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.